Good morning. Today we're going to do two-step equations, but we're going to have to translate them first. So I'm going to do number 1, examples A through F, and then you guys have a worksheet to do after that. So what you want to do is you want to look for keywords. The first thing you want to do is find where the equal sign will go. So is means equals. So if we read number 1, it says 5 added to a number is 9. So 5 added to a number, which we don't know, so we're going to call that x, is means equals 9. And then we would solve that. I'm not going to solve them in the video. I'm just going to set them up. I might solve one or two, but not all of them. But in the homework assignment, you guys do need to actually solve for the variable after you set it up. On the next example, we have 3 subtracted from a number is equal to 12. So find that equal sign, and sometimes it helps to even work backwards. You gotta be careful when you're subtracting. If it's 3 subtracted from a number, then that means you're gonna have your number and then the minus 3 has to be subtracted from it. So even though the words have 3 subtracted first, when you write it, the minus 3 goes behind the number. On example C, we have 5 times a number decreased by 2 is 4. So there's that is, which is your equal sign. So we know this is going to be equal to 4. 5 times a number decreased by 2. So 5 times a number would just be 5x. When you have a number and a letter side by side, then that means you are multiplying. Decreased by means we're going to subtract. So in this particular problem, if we wanted to go ahead and solve it, this will be one I solve. We have to solve for x, so we can't move this term. We have to undo the minus 2, so we're going to add 2 to both sides. And that gives us 5x equals 6. Then we would divide by 5, and we'd get x equals 6 over 5. So when you guys are actually doing your homework, you're going to completely solve it like I just did. Okay, let's look at D. We have 2 times the sum of a number x and 7 is 13. So get that equal sign. And here we have 2 times the sum. So the sum's a new word here. Sum means add. So we have to add a number x and 7. So we have to add a number x and 7 before we can multiply by 2, which means the x and the 7 have to go inside the parentheses. So 2 times means 2 parentheses, and in the parentheses, the sum of the number x and 7. So on this one, you would have to distribute and then go into solving. On example E, we want to represent the sum of 2 consecutive integers, and we know that is 14. So always find that equal sign here. Now, consecutive integers are numbers in a row. So it's like 3, 4, 7, 8. We don't know what either consecutive integer is. Now, we could guess and we could probably get the right answer. But if I want to represent it using unknowns or x's, then I have to realize that if my first consecutive integer, so if my first number is x, then my second number is going to be 1 more than that. So it's going to be x plus 1 is going to be the second number. So when I'm setting up the rest of this equation, I have to add those 2 together. So my first number is x, and my second number is x plus 1. You don't have to put the parentheses there. The parentheses just kind of lets you see that you are adding 2 things. Now to solve this one, you would want to combine like terms. So you have a 1x plus 1x, which is 2x. The plus 1 would just drop down for right now. And then we would undo the addition first by subtracting 1. and we'd get 2x equals 13, and we divide by 2, so x equals 13 halves. We're going to leave all of our answers as fractions, and they're going to be improper fractions. That's all I'm going to do for now. You guys can go ahead and move on to your assignment and then submit it for me. Good job this week. Email me if you have any questions.